And welcome back. College is all about preparing students to set out on their career paths and make a living. But what good is making that money if you don't know how to manage it properly? That's why the University of Memphis partnered with Robinhood to start an experimental financial literacy course on campus called Money Drills. Here to tell us more about these efforts is Dr. P.K. Jain from the Fogelman College of Business and Economics at the University of Memphis. Doctor, welcome to 3 at 3. Glad to have you here on this rainy Monday. Good to see you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Let's talk about financial literacy even before we get into NIL and everything, the good, the bad about that. Why is it so imperative for everybody, especially student athletes?
Absolutely. So what we have is the governor's initiative to bring financial literacy into the community. When people have the opportunities to make money and then make that money last for longer, we have less crime in the community, we have better citizens, and this is what we want for the city of Memphis.
When it comes to making money, especially for student athletes, the game has, no pun intended, really changed over the past couple of years, especially with NIL, name, image, and likeness. What do you see there? What's happening out there for our students these days?
So our students are now suddenly realizing that many of them can have big money in their pockets very soon, and they are not yet ready to manage that money to last forever for their lifetimes, right? So the game of life is much longer than the game of any sport you play. And what we observed before was that the kids spending money quickly, and then after a few years, some of them had to declare bankruptcy. And this is really bad for somebody who's been a millionaire.
That really caught my attention when I was looking over a few notes earlier. You're already having some young people to declare bankruptcy. Is that kind of the common way of viewing things these days? Is this happening to quite a few of them?
It's happening. It's not just Memphis, it's at the national level, and this is what we want to change. And so Robinhood has come up with this great opportunity for universities to apply for a very select grant, and we are in very good company there. So Stanford and UC Berkeley and some of these highly select group, University of Memphis is part of that. And what we do there is to provide the opportunities for all of our athletes to learn how to make money, how to make good use of the opportunity and NIL contracts. But at the same time, not to give it away or spend it all away as quickly as it's coming, because they have to make it last longer, they have to budget properly, and then make the right decisions in they're buying the home or buying a car, which would really help the society and help themselves.
When it comes to this type of course in general, is it pretty easy for most to kind of comprehend and to grasp and to say, all right, I know I was about to go down this road, but I really need to go that way, financially speaking?
Well, it is. So there's some math involved. So what we do to try to make it more fun is that there is just a finance professor talking about technicalities. Nobody wants to listen to that. So we bring in athletes like Joe Montana, Brandon Copeland, the NFL stars. They come and speak to the students from the perspective of athletes. And that's what is making the Money Drills program so successful. Because it's the future that they're looking into is a superstar athlete. That's what they want to become. And those people are telling in turn how to manage your finances. And so it works quite well.
When it comes to the ever-evolving conversation with NIL these days, from an academic standpoint, why is it so important to be at the table as well to help out?
Right. So absolutely. I think the academics, and especially with this being a gen ed course where they can also make it part of their degree, I think it plays a very big role in terms of the financial education of the athletes. And with that, we have seen a lot of change. A number of the students who have taken this course in the past have already given great testimonials about how this changed their life. It made it basically the finance, it shines the light of knowledge and financial security to remove the sort of the despair of darkness and some of the bad elements in the world of finance that we see from time to time.
If one were to make a change like this, and of course be a part of one of these great courses that the University of Memphis has now going on, can this also be a generational change also? Because it's not just that student athlete. A lot of times you'll have that family there that's saying, man, life is really about to change for us. But as you were saying earlier, Doctor, you want this to last a lifetime, if not longer.
Absolutely. And that is the tools that we are bringing through the education, where we tell athletes to manage their own money, but also help their families and on their friends in a much more positive way instead of giving the money away that they have? Is it to make a lasting impact and leave a legacy of their success in sports and athletics?
And one thing that, again, you pointed out earlier, Memphis is in very good company, being one of the few major universities across the entire country that's a part of this.
Absolutely. So I was inspired by the fact that we became a R1 university, and so therefore I started thinking a little bit big and say we can apply to these grants, and perhaps we would be selected, because this is what is happening in Memphis right now. Very positive grant, very positive impact, and we are in pretty good company, like you said.
I would say so.
Yeah.
All right, a game changer. Doctor.